I was sitting across from my manager and he was reading from a printed sheet. Phrases like needs to show more initiative, attitude could use some work. Not quite meeting expectations. I just stared at him, not nodding, not saying, okay, I'll work on that, just watching him like he was a documentary I didn't pick. He finished, asked if I had questions. I said no, got up, left, didn't cry in the bathroom, didn't vent to a coworker, went back to my desk, opened my laptop, and updated my LinkedIn. That's when I realized something. The refusal to smile through a bad review isn't a personality quirk, it's a calculation. I keep coming back to this image while writing. A vending machine in a break room from 2002. You put in $1, it makes noise, sometimes you get your snack, sometimes it gets stuck and dangles there taunting you. Sometimes you just lose your dollar entirely. Now imagine standing there smiling after it ate your money. That's what a performance review has been asking people to do for about 40 years. Smile after the machine eats your dollar. Say the first and I'll try harder next time. Gen Z stopped doing that, not because we're lazy or entitled, because we did the math. And the math says the machine stopped working a long time ago. If you ever feel like you're the only one thinking about this stuff, subscribe. I write these down every week. I'm still figuring it out, but I'm not pretending anymore. The image I keep coming back to is that vending machine, an old one, the kind that's been in a break room since 2002. It's the frame for everything I'm about to say. Every system has a logic, visible and invisible rules that determine who wins and who loses. Most people interact with systems emotionally. They get frustrated, blame themselves, blame the system. They rarely step back and ask what this thing is actually designed to do, not what the poster on the wall says. What does it actually reward? The performance review system was designed in the 1960s and 70s. Large American corporations were the dominant employers. No gig economy, no remote work, no LinkedIn, no way to job hop without major consequences. Employment worked like a ladder inside a building. You walked in the front door and started climbing. In that world, a performance review made sense. It was feedback from the people above you on the ladder, told you what you needed to reach the next rung. If you smiled through a rough one, you signaled you understood the rules. You were a reliable climber, worth investing in. The vending machine worked. You put in compliance, got out stability. Then the building started throwing people out of windows. Layoffs, restructurings, downsizings. That word was invented in the 1980s to describe companies telling 20,000 loyal employees their 30-year ladder was actually a rental. IBM, General Motors, Kodak, Sears. People who did exactly what their reviews told them got a cardboard box and 2 weeks severance. But here's what's interesting. Most of those laid off workers still told their kids get a good job, work hard, show loyalty, don't rock the boat. They'd been inside the system so long they couldn't imagine another one. Like someone who keeps pressing the vending machine button after it ate $3 in a row. I think about that a lot. The second thing that happened was wages. Productivity in the US has increased by about 62% since 1979. Wages adjusted for inflation have increased by roughly 18% over the same period. That 44-point gap went somewhere. It went to shareholders, executive compensation, buybacks, the parts of the economy that own things, not the parts that do things. I'm not making a political argument. I'm making a systems argument. The performance review was supposedly measuring your contribution and rewarding it, but it operated inside an economy where the link between contribution and reward had been structurally severed. The machine rewired itself in the 80s and nobody put a sign on it. You could put in the perfect dollar and still get 80 cents back. Millennials noticed this eventually, mostly in 2008 when the building caught fire.